First things first when introducing the e-collar is just having it on for a little bit and letting her get used to it being on in the first place. Depending on how much time you got, ideally a couple hours is better. Right now we're going to do it for about 15 minutes before doing some basics, but I'll have her chew on the bone she's been waiting for while she does, and basically just gets used to it being a new piece of jewelry that's on. And over the course of the day, I'll have it on her, but not using it the entire time. That way she's also getting used to that. All right, she's had her e-collar on for a little while, and she is antsy to do something. So we're gonna start introducing what the stimulation is for her. Okay, good. So most dogs notice it somewhere between a 4 and a 7. I always start at that 4 and then kind of work up from there. So right now, the goal is to figure out what that lowest number is in the first place. This usually just takes a couple minutes. Sometimes we'll try it again later to double check before we go working on it later. But this is one of the easiest ways because then you don't have to worry about her showing that some sign that says, hey, I do notice it because you're using treats. So what are we doing exactly? I gotta hide these in my bag. I was hoping not to put these in here because there's other snacks in here, and I don't want to give her just these ones because she's been really liking these. I got these. My client's dog didn't like them, but she really likes them. And she's just gonna get a couple. So we've got it on the 4. It's kind of hard to see, but as long as it's blinking, nothing's happening. When it goes solid, that's when I'm pressing the button. So actually, let's tilt this down a little bit so you can see her. And I'll put the remote over here. Over here. There we go. So I'm pressing this top end button right there. We're gonna tap and then feed. Same kind of way we were teaching the marker word originally, where when it turns off, she gets food. On and food. Do this a couple times. On and food. Now I want to make sure I'm being quiet so that she's not associating the words I'm saying with what's happening. So because I don't want her to associate on with it turning on in the first place. So then what we can try is seeing when she's distracted if she feels it, she decides to come. That's kind of how we figure it out, where if she feels the stimulation and goes, hey, there's a snack available for me, then we know she's noticing it. The other thing with this is she could entirely not be noticing a 4, and this could be doing absolutely nothing. We don't know for sure. So we'll try a 6 and do the same thing. There we go. So tap and feed. Awesome. This is all we're really doing right now, is just a minute or 2 of this. We'll do one more, and then we'll try it again later to see if her brain has processed anything. So, some dogs, it's really easy to tell. Some dogs, it's not very easy to tell when they notice it. So tap. She kind of starts to look at me. Oh, girl. we'll see. I'm not 100% sure yet. Alrighty, same thing for Mommo. Starting on a 4. For him, I'm going to be much more careful of making sure I'm staying low and practicing low, and then slowly seeing if he notices that number. Just because I'm fairly certain he's a little bit more sensitive to corrections, so I want to be very gentle with him. So we're going to try it on the 4. We're just going to tap and reward. He did a little thing with his eyes, but I'm not sure if it was him feeling the collar, him hearing me tap the button, or him hearing the door over there, because those were all happening at the same time. So, do the same thing again. Tap, reward. Trying to make that unconscious association between him feeling it and him getting food when it turns off. Leave him to stop moving around. Tap. Feed. Hi, Mommo. You know you don't have to do anything, right? You don't have to stay there. Yeah. So he's over there. You can't see him over there, so I'll wait till he's coming back over here. Go ahead and toss a treat for him. There are a couple already over on the wall over there. I missed from earlier. So we'll tap. Feed. Let's turn it in. Tap. Yeah, I think he notices the 4. Just little bitty things. Nothing I can fully articulate. It's just a little bit of recognition that I'm seeming to see. So tap. Mommo. Found a piece of food over there and got distracted. Tap. All right, for him, we'll stop there. We'll try it again later and see if we can continue making that association. We'll try one more time here. Tap. Mommo. So except for him leaving to go that way at the end, that's kind of what we're looking for, is that when you turn it on, he turns around and goes, hey, I noticed that. That means I'm gonna get a snack. But we'll leave it there. The one they'll have matching ones currently, but you can always change out the band, is this one where you've got a buckle where you can adjust all the different holes. Sorry, he wouldn't let me put in a bow earlier, so I'm trying to fix it while I've got it off of him. And then it's got the little elastic so that he's got some movement and some wiggle, and then the buckle to make it super easy. So the rest of it can be cut off, but I figured I'd leave it because there's a decent chance that you would want to get a different color for one of them, just so that you knew which collar went with which dog, because they are going to be different sized collar bands. What fits Rajah is way too tight on Mommo, and what fits Mommo is way too loose on Rajah. So they're chasing the if you can see her little shadow through the fence, but they're chasing the neighbor's Frenchie up and down the fence. lost. Getting water. Da! Good boy. Rajah, park it. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Hey. I'll help her out. Mommo, place. Good. Da. Good. We'll just do a couple seconds to start. Good girl. See? Ah, good boy. Da. And break. Break. There we go. All right. We're starting to work together a little bit. All right, we are introducing the first phase of the e-collar training for her. So she's having fun with that ball. So essentially, same thing as before, new cue and then old cue. So currently the cue we're trying to introduce is that when this turns on, she goes into whatever the command you had asked for is. So in this case, her PARK. She's not in one, by the way. She's just enjoying her ball on there. She seems to really like the bed, which is awesome. Okay. Come here, girl. I gotta steal ya. I gotta steal ya. So, shoop. To introduce it, we've got it on the lowest number she notices, which is somewhere around a 5 or a 6. Right now I've got it on a 6 just to make sure I know she notices it. That way we're not wasting any training because she still doesn't show a visual change for either of those numbers. But what we've been doing is you turn the button on when she's not busy. Rajah, I gotta steal that from you. You're too distracted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, there we go. So now, she's not doing nothing. She goes that way, I press. She goes, hey, I noticed that. I'm looking for my snack that I'm supposed to get. There we go. It's not the best example rep of it. But new cue comes first, so e-collar turns on, park it, and off when she gets all 4 feet. See? Good girl. And then we can do the rest of the rep as normal. Break. Good girl. Let's do that again. So new cue and then old cue. So on, park it, off. See? Then we can do the rep as normal with the addition of if she makes a mistake, we can turn the e-collar on and not just use the leash pressure. So I should be able to walk across the room, back facing away from her, bend down and pick up a ball. She's doing very good at this. She very much would like this ball. Break! Yeah. Get it. Break! Yeah, there you go. You're silly. Let's give her the other ball back. She wanted this one. That's the good one. It's under you. But with the e-collar sessions, since this is an aversive and dogs typically are like, hey, this isn't the best thing in the world to add to training. They do have fun with it later, but that's part of the story I'm telling. But the dopamine does go down during this first phase because we're adding an aversive. So we monitor that by keeping the sessions short and making them full of play and full of high value reinforcements. You don't care, do you? That is a very physically confident dog. You like that ball a lot, don't you? Rajah. Good girl. So I'll trade her. Where'd your ball? There it is. Trade her for her ball because I don't want dogs to think that just because my hand is going near you that I'm gonna steal your ball and the fun stops. So, let's see, I'll tuck it back here. And then we'll work on a down as well. So I'll turn the leash down to the bottom. Rajah, sit. No e-collar on this one, we're just asking her for a sit. Hey. I know she's a little extra distracted, so on this one, e-collar on, down, off. See? Good. She's getting much better at staying. She's not popping right back up. There. See? Now I'm going to introduce the sight of the ball, but I'm not going to toss it. See? Good, break. And then she can have it. Now I always want to try to separate the word break from actually tossing the ball so that the cue to get out of the command isn't the ball being tossed or the toy or whatever else you're playing with. You're so... Yeah? I love that. I love that she wants to play so much that she hands it back. Yeah, that is so cute. What a good job. Let's do it again. Let's do the same thing one more time. So, collar on, park it. Off. See? And we will do a little ball toss because this one's her better command. I'm even gonna try. Park it. So e-collar went on. Good. Try it from lower. See? Good. Break. Yeah, should we do it again? So on, park it. Off. See? Good girl. Try bounce from that same height. 2. Whoop. That's my bad. See? If she'd gotten up there, that would have been my fault, and I would not have added the e-collar correction because that wouldn't have been necessarily fair because we can still communicate with her that that was the wrong choice, but we've got options now. So you're still able to just verbally correct her back. You're still able, place, park it. There we go. So you're still able to correct her back verbally. You're still able to just use the leash, but you've also now got the option of the e-collar. Good, see? And this is what I've been wanting, is for her to start settling when she gets into that command. Break. Even if it's just for a second like that was, I will take it. It is a start of progress. Good girl. But that's it. That's all we're gonna do for this session. Just a couple minutes of introducing it, having fun with it, and then the rest of the day is just going about our training as usual without it on. And then we'll start introducing it. We'll keep working on that tomorrow, and then switch to the second phase the day after that. So we'll have a couple days in phase 2 before we send them home. All right, it's Mommo's turn now. I couldn't have planned it better. I'm gonna try not to show the kids, but the kids are getting off the school bus, and we are just taking a walk up and down the block to work on stuff. Come on, Rajah. And we are working on her pulling specifically. There's about 6 of them in front of us. So we've been adding the vibrate today. Show you some feet. There we go.
So that's what we're working on. Good. If she engages with me, she gets rewarded.
I know what that trick is called.
Good girl.
It's called
See?
a raptor. The dog is tall.
Thank you. Good. See? Good girl. She just saw a few of them pass. See? Good girl. Ah. There we go. Between us working with just the slip lead earlier and adding the e-collar on, she's already getting better at her walks. So now it's just a matter of making it habit instead of needing to correct her. She just makes the right choice on her own. So she can get to the end of the leash, but you should only have to move it a tiny little bit for it to immediately see slack. That's the goal. So it's allowed to be taught. Good. Oh, I should have rewarded there. But it's allowed to get taught. It just can't get tight. So that's fine. Ah. But there was a little bit much. Good. So she's figuring out what the boundaries are. Good girl. See? Awesome. Same thing for him. Come here. Can I have this? Same thing for him that we're working on. Hey, don't eat that. Mommo. So on place. Right here. Off. Da. And then he's been doing great on ball distractions. So we've been able to da. Good boy. Good. Break. We'll do one more. On place. Off. You practically slid onto there. Da. I think she did pretty well with a food distraction earlier too. So I take one piece of food and I drop it so that if he does go to get it, I can step on it. Da. Good boy. He gets more food than what he ignored at the current point in time. Now he can very clearly see that it's right there. Da. I prefer if he checks in with me instead of rewarding him while he's staring at it, but then I can also bend down and pick it up so that he doesn't get what he's staring at. Break! And then we can have fun. You weren't that interested in that ball either. Let's see. I've got, hold on. I left it in the bag. It's over here. This one. This one? Can this? Yeah, there we go. Oop, I know the leash tickles you. Yeah, good. Take it. So he's not that interested in playing tug right now. I'll just kind of hold it for him, see if he takes it. There you go. Go for it, buddy. You want to go again? All right, let's try it in a down, same as Rajah. So get the leash so that it's at the bottom of his neck. Sit. He just booped his whole nose right into my mouth. I
and it wasn't ridiculously wet, so it just felt really funny. Most of the time when dogs do that, they just end up leaving a whole print of stuff. Sit. So on, down, off, da. Good boy. Try the same standing up that we did before. Da. Can move a little faster this time. Good boy. Break. Good. Then we can play more. Yeah, there you go. Get it. Get it. Play with me. Get it. Yeah, play with me. He was doing it earlier. There we go. There we go. Let's get some interest. There's it going. He's such a cutie. Hopefully grabbing his leash doesn't distract him too much from his toy. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So we've got the leash, so we turn it on. Come! Yeah, come! Stop! Good. Give him a whole bunch of food, and then go back to his toy after he finishes chewing. There you go. This, and then we'll call that our session. That was such a cute jump. I love how he jumps into things.